How's everyone doing? This is your boy, Lord Thaddeus Cray. This one is going to be about cryptids, but it's not just going to be about one cryptid. This one is going to be a more scientific approach to many. I'm not talking about the cryptids we haven't discovered. I'm talking about the ones that we have. How many of those things are there? I'm talking about species that were once thought to be myth and legend to things that we now know truly, for a fact, exist. There are so many things being discovered every day. So many old cliches in some ways. How can I say this? Think on this. The coelacanth. It's a fish. I don't know if it's carnivorous or not, but it's a very weird looking fish. We're talking about a thing that was like around millions upon millions of years ago, possibly even before the dinosaurs. But that thing is swimming around. There's even been video. Yeah, look up coelacanth. You'll see videos on YouTube, I'm pretty sure, of these things floating and swimming around. That's what they do. They're fish. You have more stuff, especially in Australia. The duck-billed platypus. There used to be stories about these creatures, and of course, understandably, most of the people in Europe and other parts of that area are like, what the hell are you talking about? Of course, you have, people, you gotta remember, Australia used to be a like a prison colony out there. So, of course, people understandably at the time, they're gonna be like, man, you nuts. Man, get the hell out of here. You're crazy. Get off the opium or whatever the hell it is they was abusing back then. I can understand that, so I'm not gonna judge anyone too harshly on that. Of course, today, it's very well known what these things are. They're not marsupials, but they're similar. And of course, they're the only mammalian creatures other than the echidna that lay eggs. Weird stuff, right? And the males are poisonous. Also, it's crazy stuff right there, dude. Of course, another example used to be old school drawings of these creatures, and they're very well known today. Gorillas. Of course, there would be drawn or painted as, of course, hairy people. That's, you have to understand. That was, of course, there was descriptions of these creatures, given from tribesmen in Africa, and of course, people who had seen them, of course, would be like, yeah, these creatures are like big, hairy people. Of course, that's not the case. They're big apes. But people didn't understand that back then. Same thing with chimpanzees. Back then, they were considered cryptids. They were considered things that should not exist, and of course, they do. Think about this. Another one, the panda. Of course, everyone knows these are big Oreo bears that love to eat bamboo. They're not very bright, and they're dangerous, potentially. They actually have among the most powerful jaw grip of any animal, or of many animals known to land, on land. Well, they get a hold of you, it's over. These things can bench 500 pounds, no problem. I've seen videos of it. I mean, it's just something that's crazy, if you know what I mean. They are specialized to live in their environment, and it's not a big environment either. So it's only natural that, again, they were considered cryptids at one time. Also, again, we go back to Australia, the flying fox. What the hell is that? It's a big old bat that looks almost like a flying dog. Of course, that ain't the case. Kangaroos, another example. I think also, in some ways, it's easy to possibly mistake something like that. I'm not trying to debunk anything. Don't think I am. I do believe Dogman exists, or else I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. Leave it at that. But I'm going to tell you this. What if someone saw, let's say, a kangaroo that escaped from, a zoo or maybe even someone's personal collection, and you see that at night? Especially, let's say, a red kangaroo. Them things are big. Them things are as big as a person. And they're muscular as anything, and they can tear a person up real quick. Now you think about something like that that's escaped and is moving around foraging at night. Now I think most of the time kangaroos are diurnal, but I don't think I'm wrong on that. I think they are. But regardless, if someone discovers something like that at night, here in the States, they'll be like, what the hell? And of course, them things move quick. They're not going to hang around to be seen again. They're prey animals. They're not dumb. If they see something, they're going to move. That could be another thing people have been seeing. I'm not saying that's all the cases, of course not. I believe very much these creatures exist when it comes to the dog man, even Bigfoot. But these are simple possibilities. Another animal that is definitely, it's extinct now, but it wasn't no cryptid. Of course, it was considered that at one time. But of course, we hunted the damn thing to extinction. That would be the Tasmanian tiger. The thylacine, a predatory dog-like animal, which is a marsupial. And of course, dingoes and people hunted them things out. I'm just saying, these are things that were out there, and some ain't no more, but you know what I'm saying, they were discovered by people, and they were cryptids at one time. Another one is the kraken. I don't mind that. But anyway, think about the kraken, for example. What exactly is that thing? A giant squid? Possibly. At least that's what many of the stories say. And I do believe there's something beyond that. I don't think the real kraken's been discovered at all. But there's something to the giant squid. Of course, you know, I mean, people knew they existed. No one saw one, but people knew they existed. But they may as well have been a cryptid. You have big sperm whales, of course. They have this, you know, they're scarred because that's their main, you know, from the tentacles grabbing on them. That's their primary source of food. But only recently has actual footage been seen of these things, and they are big. They're quite big. I think maybe they even have a couple in zoos now, but I could be wrong on that. The thing is, only bodies was showing up. Think about that. You have another animal that's called an oarfish. Them things are huge. I don't think they're aggressive or really dangerous to people, but I think they're kind of like electric eels, if I remember right. You know, they're similar. My point is, I don't think they're eels. I think they're just very long, ribbon-like fish. Then things can get up to over 20 feet long, I think. They're big. I'm just saying, these things at one time were considered cryptids. You have to think about that. I'm just trying to really get people to think on the scientific basis of something that has not been discovered, but will definitely most likely be so in the future. People are so close-minded in this community, man. That really saddens me. And I've just been noticing that. I'm not calling anyone out. That ain't what I'm about. But I'm just putting out there, have a more open mind if you can. Because so many people don't. I'm just going to leave that out there. I mean, how easy is it people don't understand just how easy it is. Even in this country here, you know, we're so populated, so many people. Okay, that's all good, but there's still massive pockets of places that haven't been touched by civilization for probably hundreds, if not thousands of years. Maybe never. I mean, you look at the Rockies, look at the Appalachian Mountains, there's so many stories. Hell, on the Indian reservations, there's so many stories of things. Everything has some kind of basis to fact, guys. That's all I'm saying. There's something with everything out there that has not been found, but probably will be. I'm not even talking about government cover-ups or usual stuff that I bring up. This ain't about conspiracy. And even though those things aren't really conspiracy, I think they're fact. That's not what this is about. This is about what have we not discovered? Even with our technology, hell, we know more about I think it's outer space than we do our own oceans, for God's sake. We don't know anything about our oceans hardly. Now, of course, the way we're polluting things, I don't think we're going too much longer if we keep that shit up. But my point is, it's still unexplored out there, man. The Arctic is still, ironically, it's just a big barren wasteland. Parts of Siberia, Russia, places that have not been touched, like ever, if you know what I'm talking about. Stories of the Amish up there. I mean, there's so many stories of the wild men out there. I wouldn't be surprised that a damn tribe of Neanderthals that have adapted up there. Hell, they were adapted for cold climate to start with. I mean, I'm just saying. There's just so much that is out there that we really should pay attention to. There are so many species discovered each year. It's ridiculous. Of course, we don't help in the way of keeping them around, and us human beings are so destructive, but that's not really what this is about. So I'm just saying, not everything is ghosts and goblins or aliens. There's so much of that out there as it is, yes. But I also try to have a more open view on the natural side of things. That's all I'm going to say. I figured, you guys might enjoy this. It's a little more broader in scope, and it gets people to think. That's what I'm here for. To get people to think for themselves. But I just figured I should put that out there. You guys be blessed and you be safe.